Low. Oh, yeah.
Today was to do 5-6 rounds. Why you wanna do 5-6 if you knock him before? If was the fight was over. The fight was over. The more you do is just extras. Michael home today.
Come and get me, Mike. Come on. There we go. That's it right there. Perfect. That's one. Good one. Nice.
Go.
Come and get me, Mike.
Let's go.
There we go. Best round yet.
Yes.
Best round yet. Let's go. Come on, Mike. There we go. Using those legs.
In the final days leading up to the fight of the year, Mike Tyson wrapped up training camp with laser-sharp focus and intensity. He had been preparing for his showdown with Jake Paul in a camp charged with energy. Tyson's team maintained a strict regimen that blended power, speed, and the classic technique that once earned him the title of the baddest man on the planet.
Very bad to the body.
You're right, coach.
Mike, maybe I need 10 seconds. Put 10 seconds.
At 58 years old, Tyson's preparation combined old-school boxing with modern athletic conditioning to preserve his explosiveness. His training featured punishing strength circuits, long sparring sessions, and rapid pad work to keep his hand, speed, sharp. Trainers at the time noted that his intensity had reached near prime levels, a sign of just how committed he was to this bout.
He wants to be there. He wants to one more time entertain people. He's a fighter, but he likes to entertain people. It is what he fights for. He fights for all those people he can see in the street. The people come to him and say, "You are the people's champ." So this is really motivate him to be in the gym from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. every single day.
Tyson followed a routine built around high-intensity intervals and mobility drills to get in peak condition. He boosted his stamina through cardio bursts and endurance sets designed to ready him for the fast-paced tempo of the fight. Even as the oldest fighter on the card, Tyson showed impressive adaptability by blending techniques from his prime with new methods tailored for his age.
Expect the biggest fight of the history. Why? Because we talk about Mike Tyson. We talk about Netflix. Live on Netflix, something that never had before. Things like that you just can do with name like Mike Tyson.
Aware that Jake Paul was nearly 30 years younger, Tyson and his team crafted a detailed strategy to level the playing field. The focus stayed on Tyson's signature body shots and rapid head combinations moves that once left opponents frozen. Meanwhile, his trainers drilled defense heavily, preparing him to deal with Paul's reach and youthful movement. Reports from camp back then suggested Tyson had been fine-tuning his counterpunching, anticipating Paul's aggressive style. His team expected Jake to lunge in and aimed to capitalize on those moments with sharp counters. Sparring sessions emphasized timing, angles, and movement, crucial tools for managing Paul's reach. The goal was clear: summon a vintage Tyson performance, built on short, explosive bursts to wear down the younger fighter.
Excellent, Mike. Excellent, Mike. Well, you break him. Unpredictable. Exactly, Mike. Beautiful roll, Mike. Excellent. Excellent.
For both die-hard boxing fans and casual viewers, the Jake Paul vs. Mike Tyson matchup delivered a spectacle like no other. The clash between a legendary heavyweight known for his devastating power and a social media star-turned-fighter felt like a storyline pulled from boxing fiction. In the build-up to the bout, social media buzzed with training footage, promotional images, and fan theories about whether Paul's youth and reach could stand up to Tyson's experience and raw strength. A pre-fight interview with Stephen A. Smith offered insight into Tyson's mindset, where he spoke with bold confidence. At 58, he trained with intensity that reminded many of his prime years, saying he felt in great condition and didn't believe his age was a limitation. When asked whether he'd take it easy on the 27-year-old Paul, Tyson didn't hesitate. "I think I'm going to hurt him," he said with a calm, piercing stare. His words quickly spread across sports media, igniting debates about how serious Tyson's intentions really were. Under the guidance of Brazilian coach Rafael Cordeiro, Tyson stuck to a routine similar to his peak years' daily training sessions filled with sparring, strength work, conditioning, and technical drills. "It's all about the basics," he explained. "Give it everything you've got 3 times a day." Still, Tyson wasn't overlooking Paul's likely game plan. In a conversation with Mike Ducey from Fox for Dallas-Fort Worth, he dismissed the idea of Paul running to avoid exchanges, saying, "I don't see how he's going to fight by running all day. Just days before the fight, a video emerged showing Tyson landing a crushing punch on a sparring partner, powerful enough to prompt Cordero to stop the session. The clip went viral, reinforcing the idea that Tyson was taking the fight as seriously as ever. As the event neared, anticipation reached a fever pitch. When Tyson entered the arena, the New York crowd roared with approval, cheering him on like a returning champion. Paul, however, was met with loud boos. Taking the microphone, he told the audience to quiet down, suggesting they should be ashamed of themselves, and took a jab at the city by comparing it to Tyson once great, but in his words, past its prime.
Hey, New York, shut the fuck up, New York. Hey, boo yourselves. Boo yourselves, New York. Hey, New York, New York, New York, you're just like Mike Tyson. You were good 20 years ago. You, New York. You. Dumbass Democratic City.
During the final press conference, Jake Paul appeared noticeably tense, especially after making a bold statement earlier in the evening where he vowed to kill Mike Tyson in the ring. While he acknowledged his admiration and past respect for Tyson, Paul declared that their friendship was officially over. He confidently promised that on November 15th, he would knock Tyson out and prove himself the true victor. Referring to Tyson as old, Paul claimed he would teach him a lesson like he would a son. In response, Tyson remained composed and reaffirmed his readiness, revealing that he had resumed full training after briefly stepping back on doctor's orders. He admitted to a short health setback due to illness, but reassured fans that he had recovered and was back in top form.
Nothing. Good, nothing. Nice 1, 2, 3. Yes, go here again. No emotion. No emotion.
A UFC legend recently revealed the substantial payout Mike Tyson was set to receive for facing Jake Paul, originally scheduled for July 20th at a TNT Stadium in Arlington, Texas. The highly anticipated showdown was unexpectedly postponed in June. Later that month, reports confirmed a new date, November 15th, with Netflix set to stream the fight live. Nikisa Bidarian, co-founder of Most Valuable Promotions, stated that their team had worked closely with all involved to reschedule the bout in a way that gave both fighters equal time to prepare while keeping the event at AT&T Stadium during the Cowboys season. He praised the flexibility of Netflix and AT&T, calling Paul vs. Tyson the most cross-generational sporting event in history and promising fans an unforgettable night of boxing. During the promotional event in New York, Paul stirred the crowd with insults aimed at Tyson's hometown, drawing loud boos while confidently promising to shock the world. Tyson, meanwhile, stayed calm, answering questions from ESPN's Ryan Clark and even playfully shoving Paul during their face-off. When asked why he agreed to the fight despite the 30-year age gap, Tyson replied, "Because I can, who else can do it but me?" The matchup sparked debate among fans, some questioning the logic of putting a 58-year-old legend against a much younger opponent, especially with Tyson's past health issues like an ulcer flare-up and a flight scare. Yet former boxer Tim Bradley Jr. believed Tyson could still win, especially in shorter 2-minute rounds, allowing him to unleash his signature explosive power. While some feared Tyson might suffer a knockout, many held out hope for a vintage performance. UFC star Michael Chandler echoed that sentiment, stating that while no one wanted to see Tyson get hurt, everyone wanted to see him knock Paul out. Others recalled Tyson's past dominance, but questioned his endurance and physical limits at this stage in his life. Surprisingly, Tyson's early mentor, Teddy Atlas, by guiding him in his teens, excluded him from the list of the most talented fighters he'd worked with, favoring Wilfred Benitez instead. Still, Tyson's legacy as the most feared heavyweight of his era remained untouched. Ahead of the fight, Tyson reaffirmed his readiness in an interview, saying, "I'm feeling great and looking forward to knocking out Jake Paul on Netflix." Paul, 27, saw the matchup as a dream come true, but warned it would be a nightmare for Tyson, claiming, "After eating Mike Perry as an appetizer, I'm ready for the main course." As fight night approached, Tyson's return symbolized a deeper commitment to growth and redemption, while Paul appeared driven more by hype than strategy. During the final press conference, Tyson received a thunderous ovation from fans, while Paul, clearly rattled, snapped at the crowd and slammed New York's politics. Tyson, dubbed the baddest man on the planet, simply smiled through it all and promised to teach Paul a harsh lesson in discipline once they stepped into the ring.
I've been training for a while, like 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
I was asking when you get into camp.
I'm okay to fight.
But when you get into camp, like when
I'm in camp right now.
Very good, thank you.
I'm in camp right now.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. As soon as I catch this guy, it's gonna be running around, but as soon as I catch this guy, it's gonna be totally over.
though the title of baddest man on the planet dated back to his final professional bout in 2005. Mike Tyson's legendary presence was still alive and well as he received a hero's welcome at Fanatics Fest NYC in Manhattan. Coming from Brooklyn just across the East River, Tyson's arrival sent waves through an ecstatic crowd, a true testament to his lasting influence. Even at 58, Tyson remained a magnetic force, his presence demanding attention wherever he went. His appearance in New York drew a flood of onlookers, but when it came to promoting the fight, he let Jake Paul take the spotlight. Tyson passed on several chances to verbally go after Paul, instead offering vague, reserved replies. However, when pressed, he gave a firm warning this bout would be grueling and relentless. He stated clearly that he planned to end the fight, decisively, urging Paul to come fully prepared, as his well-being could very well depend on it.
Be in shape, be in good shape, because your health depends on it.
As the two finally stood face to face, the 58-year-old Tyson initiated a half-hearted pushing match that lacked fire. Moments before, Jake Paul, boasting 10 wins in 11 professional fights, had declared that the critics and opponents he faced had shaped him into a modern-day Muhammad Ali. "I'm the anti-hero," Paul claimed. "People will love me soon enough." He added that being on top means others will try to tear you down, but he planned to prove them wrong. Meanwhile, British fighter Eloise Jr. raised concerns about Tyson's health, warning that the fight might need to be stopped due to the risk of serious injury. "He's just too old," he told Topor. "Your body declines too much at that age. I wouldn't want to see one of my idols lose like that." On the other hand, Tyson Fury expressed total confidence in Tyson's victory, calling age irrelevant when Tyson lands a punch. In a resurfaced interview, Fury passionately backed the boxing legend, saying Tyson's knockout power remained lethal. Carrying the same name, Fury said his support was personal, and he hoped to see Tyson score a devastating knockout to seal the win.
If Mike Tyson hits anybody, don't care if he's 90, he's going to knock him out cold, isn't he? It's I am Mike Tyson. Obviously, I have to back Mike Tyson. I'm named after the legend, and I back him. As he always backs me. I'm backing Mike for the knockout. Come on, Mike!
The boxing community remains split over the looming Tyson versus Paul fight, with many expressing serious concern for Tyson's safety. Despite that, Jake Paul stayed determined to face the 58-year-old legend. Following his victory over Mike Perry, Paul said, "He's tough as nails. I'm sorry it took so long. Respect to Mike Perry. He's the king of violence and the BKFC champion. I hit too hard. He took a lot of damage, and that's a W for me." Paul noted that although Perry survived, he still dropped him in the first round. With confidence, he looked into the camera and declared, "Mike Tyson, you're next. Big boy. Sign the contract." Despite his bravado, Paul continued to speak about Tyson with deep respect, calling him a towering figure in boxing alongside legends like Muhammad Ali. He said it was a privilege to share the ring with him, though he firmly intended to take Tyson's title. Former undisputed heavyweight champion Vladimir Klitschko also weighed in during an interview with FightHub TV, calling the fight exceptional and highlighting the contrast between Tyson's storied legacy and Paul's rapid rise. Klitschko viewed the bout as motivational for fighters of all generations and looked forward to the outcome.
Mike Tyson at 58 years old, what do you think of this fight?
Well, that's also outstanding as this fight in Riyadh. Mike Tyson at his age is facing a YouTuber that is much younger and hungry and capable of boxing as well. So it's going to be a good example for people that are at Mike's age.
Yeah.
It's also actually a good example for me to keep on punching, so to speak. And hopefully, I look forward to that match as well.
While many speculated that Tyson's age would prevent him from continuing his career, while Vladimir Klitschko challenged that belief head-on, he insisted that age was nothing more than a mental block, a limitation people place on themselves. According to Klitschko, the real fight is within the mind, and conquering it is the first step to achieving anything. He urged others to look beyond the number of years and instead focus on their mindset and determination, believing that resilience and mental toughness far outweigh physical age when it comes to greatness.
I think that fight goes, a lot is being made that, Mike Tyson might be too old for Jake Paul. Obviously, like you mentioned, Jake Paul's coming from a YouTube background. Do you think he's too old? Do you think Mike will still get the knockout?
You can only be too old in your mind.
Yeah.
If you control your mind, you control everything in your life.
Wow, that's great advice. And just final one from me. Like you said, Mike Tyson still fighting might be a little bit of a lesson to you as well. Is there any potential of a comeback in with a lot of people coming back?
Well, there is no comeback in the sport.
Yeah.
I've been asked about last day.
Anthony Taylor, who previously faced Jake Paul in the ring, was preparing for a potential clash with the legendary Mike Tyson, but as Tyson's health became a growing concern, Taylor urged the former champion to reconsider. He compared the situation to KSI's decision to pull out of his own bout for health reasons. Mike Tyson is a lamb to the slaughter, Taylor warned. He should follow KSI and save himself a concussion against Jake Paul. At 58, Mike Tyson continued to defy expectations, showcasing incredible speed that stunned even boxing insiders. Remarkably, his hand-speed rivalor even surpassed that of today's champions like Devin Haney, Gervonta Davis, and Terrence Crawford. Fans and analysts were left wondering how Tyson maintained such agility.
Jabs lick. Ooh, I like